Morning students. Today we are going to discuss about Global Human Resource Management GHRM. Does the idea of working in a foreign country appeal to you? What is it take to change your mind? Everybody is interested in working in foreign countries, going to foreign countries, doing job in a big foreign company because the salaries are very high. Most of the people in India go to foreign countries like America and do the job there because they earn dollars. With the advent of globalization, organizations big or small have become global rather than local. This has increased the workforce diversity and cultural sensitivity have emerged like never before. The workforce has become very diversified. All this has led to the evolution of global human resource management. What is the meaning of global human resource management? It refers to the policies and practices related to managing people in an international oriented organization. It includes the same function just like a domestic HRM, and in many aspects it is unique to international organizations. All of you, there are two different words that are used to mean foreign companies. One is multinational companies and the other one is global corporations. What is the difference between these two? MNCs are early stage of international strategies. They have operations in many countries. That's why they are called multinationals. They are viewed as separate enterprises and the control remains with the home office. Whereas global corporations staff based on expertise. So wherever you have great talent, that country people are taken and recruited by the company. They operate are wherever cost effective. For example, if India is more cost effective, they operate in India, even if they belong to some foreign country. World is labor force and marketplace. Sources of employees for international assignments. There are three different sources. They are called as host country nationals. Means people are selected from the local population, from the home country. Parent country nationals means people are selected from the company country to which they belong to, even if it is working in foreign company. For example, if it is a South Korean company and it is having office in India, the employees will be mostly South Korean. So they are called expat rights. Third country nationals are employees from a country other than the parent and host country. International orientation, philosophy, corporate structure. Ethnocentric is multinational. Then geocentric is called global. Geo means geographically different places. Global HRM staffing policy. Ethnocentric. Here the key management positions are occupied by the parent country individuals. The big positions in the company are taken by the parent company. If the company is an American company, then the top management positions are occupied by Americans. Polycentric. In polycentric staffing policy, the host country manages subsidiaries wherever the headquarter positions are held by the parent company nationals. Geocentric is one of the best and most competitive individuals hold the key position irrespective of their nationalities. If Indians are very talented, they can become the top management of American companies. That is geocentric. For example, Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google, which is an American company, and Sundar Pichai is an Indian. The expert right manager. Managing the expert right adjustments is the primary focus of GHRN functions, global human resource functions. Selection of expert right assignments, comprehensive pre-departure training, compensation and benefits packages that consider situational factors like family, development and career planning. These are GHRM functions, development and career planning. There are some problems that employees face in working in global companies and in foreign locations. Culture shock. They are for a long time related to one culture and suddenly they go to a new place. They are having culture shock, feelings of frustration, confusion, results from being constantly subjected to strange and unfamiliar cues about what to do and how to get it done. So when a person from India goes to America or Australia and he wants to in working there, then it takes time for him to adjust. In the beginning, he will face culture shock. Legal and ethical climate of global HRM. Legal issues are political and legal consideration, gift giving, employment discrimination. Americans are very strong about the laws. Recently, we have seen Trump to become very strict. He wants American companies to recruit only Americans, and he doesn't want to give or increase H-1B visas. Ethical issues, employee participation, labor relations, profit versus basic human rights. Expert right assignments, how much do they cost? Are they worth it? What are the different types of expert right costs? Foreign service incentive. You have to look after your housing, housing cost, traveling cost, cost of maintaining two homes, one in their parent country and another in foreign country where they are working, taxes, educational allowance, household staff, automobiles, vacation premiums, repatriation, tax preparation, financial cost. These are the different additional costs that are related to employees working in global companies. Why should we move offshore? What are the advantages of going foreign? One is cost saving. For example, most of the people come to India. One of the reasons is cost saving. The population is also very high. Second is improve the quality. Third one, improve time to market. Increase the technical skills. Some countries have very strong technical skills like Japan. So they go and work there. Fourth strategy, cost predictability, penetrate market, gain industry expertise. Why companies stay onshore? There are some reasons why they want to go global, and there are also reasons why they don't want to go global. So the reasons for being onshore is security issues, quality, onshore employee concerns, no customer support, no business drive, better onshore operations. Thank you, students.